Welcome into Oilers TV Playoffs presented by Sport Check. Chris Wescott alongside Jim Matheson, Hockey Hall of Fame writer, joining me to talk about Game 5 between the Oilers and Ducks in Anaheim, which of course takes place tonight. Thanks a lot for joining me, Jim.
My pleasure.
Okay, well, we'll start things off with what we actually saw in Game 4, which is Todd McLellan juggled the lines around a bit, most notably Jordan Eberle getting a demotion and Anton Slepyshev moving up the lineup. Do we expect more of the same tonight?
I think Jordan Eberle should start on the fourth line. I don't think he's won the trust of the coach after the giveaway last game that Getzlaf put in the net to get Anaheim back in the game, scoring the first goal. So I think he has to really win the trust of the coach back by playing a few shifts. If he looks like he's more into the way Jordan Eberle can play, maybe they move him up. But if Slepyshev plays well, I can see them staying there too.
And he has been playing pretty well, Slepyshev. I mean, he shoots the puck from anywhere on the ice, and he hasn't shied away from making plays along the boards.
No, that is a key for him. He doesn't seem to mind shooting the puck from the boards or anywhere, and you can sometimes catch a goalie off guard doing that. Although I think by now Anaheim should have a reasonable book on Slepyshev, that he skates hard, he's a big body, and he really likes to shoot. And in Eberle's case, he's not shooting enough, and that's what Jordan Eberle has to do if you're a goal scorer and he's not shooting enough.
All right, for more on the lineup, let's head to Tom Gazzola at the Honda Center.
Gentlemen, the road teams continue to hold the advantage in this series, and the Oilers will do everything in their power to maintain that trend. Now, if they are to be successful, they'll have to contain Ducks captain Ryan Getzlaf. Getzlaf has haunted the Oil in this series. Through 4 games, he's already amassed 8 points. He's sitting second in league playoff scoring with 13 points. Now, the Oilers will also need contributions offensively from their second line. Thus far, it's been tough for Milan Lucic, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Jordan Eberle. Last game, we saw Anton Slepyshev move up to that line. We'll see tonight if that trend continues, if Todd McLellan goes back to Slepyshev or returns Eberle to his usual position. There was no indication in today's optional morning skate, so we'll see in warm-ups. Guys, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Tom. So like he said, we'll find out the lineup in warm-up. But Matty, Getzlaf, Tom talked about him. He's been a force all series long, 4 goals, 4 assists in 4 games. What has made him so effective so far?
Well, he's playing like a guy who's on all those Olympic teams and World Cup teams, but he's a checker on those teams. So he's unstoppable because he's got a long reach and he's able to find other people on the ice. And this year in the playoffs, he's shooting the puck. And I think the coaches have always dumped on Ryan Getzlaf because he's been a pass-first guy, pass-first, pass-second, pass-third. This year he's shooting the puck and makes it more difficult for the Oilers checkers to want to decide whether to get in his face or to cover the guys he's passing to. So what are they going to do tonight? I don't know. I said put him under house arrest, bazooka from the seats. I don't know what you can do to Ryan Getzlaf, but they need to do something because he's the one player that's killing the Oilers. Everything goes through him.
Well, let's go to the Oilers locker room at the Honda Center and see what the players had to say about Ryan Getzlaf.
You want to be smart. I mean, you cannot go out there and think you can run him over and take the puck. He's very strong on the ice, and he just wants you to engage so you create ice for the other players on the ice. So you got to be very smart. He's a really good player. He's very tricky to play against.
Don't even give him a half a second because he's a guy that has really good hands, really good skill, and good vision on the ice, and he can make that pass really fast. So I just think just get your stick in there, be in his face. If you hit him, finish him, but hold on to him a little bit longer than usual. You know, make sure he doesn't, get back to the net or get back to open space. So, he's a heck of a player. He's been playing really good this series, and that's why he's an elite player in this league. And we got to find ways to limit. I feel like every goal that's been Anaheim's goal has been through Ryan Getzlaf. So he's been their head of the snake. So we got to find ways to limit him.
The first time I sat here in Game 1, I said somebody finally asked me a question about Ryan Getzlaf. It wasn't something we were unaware of. Certainly all those years in San Jose, we were well aware of it. It's just dealing with it is obviously a problem, and it's something we'd like to solve beginning tonight.
So, Jim, some glowing remarks about Getzlaf from the Oilers locker room. I don't think the Oilers packed their bazookas, so what can they do on the ice to maybe match up better against Getzlaf?
Usually you don't find opposing players that are that rapturous about the opposing players, but pretty much everybody you talk to loves Ryan Getzlaf, even though he's on the other side. So I would try Leon Draisaitl against him early in the in the game to see if he can handle him. If nothing else, he might be able to keep the puck away from Getzlaf and force Getzlaf to actually check somebody instead of the other way around.
Well, and Leon's been quite the duck killer himself, so maybe that's a good matchup there. And also maybe winning some faceoffs would help the Oilers as well.
That's been a recurring theme. It hasn't changed much since they were 30th in the regular season. Against Anaheim, they're winning, almost 2/3 of every faceoff. You win the faceoff, it just feeds right into Ryan Getzlaf for making a play. Defensively,
you said Leon put Leon on Getzlaf. You'd like to see that, but defensively, which pairing do you think would have the better effort against him?
Well, they brought in Adam Larsson to be a shutdown defenseman, yet Chris Russell's done a pretty good job against them. They seem to be playing two pairs against Getzlaf. Maybe you just got to fall back to Larsson and Clefbaum and say, okay, put Larsson on him and live with that. And he's the shutdown defenseman on the team, and we keep coming back to it. But if they don't stop him tonight, if he gets more than 2 points, the Oilers are losing the game, I think.
It's a big swing game. The Oilers would like to limit Ryan Getzlaf. That will do it for Part 1 of Oilers TV Playoffs presented by Sport Chek. Stay tuned. In Part 2, Jim and I break down the Duck side of things.